Right. So this is Joe Handley. I'm a lecturer in social work at the Open University. And this is just a short video to introduce you to this Interdependence of Independence network map of children's services that I created alongside some amazing colleagues, Callum Webb, Caroline Bald, Robin Sen, and Christian Kerr. And the map itself is an interactive map that of policymakers, actors, organizations, private companies in children's services, and that covers education, children's social care, and plenty more. The map itself has over 1,000 publicly documented connections between these different groups, and honestly, the best way to look at this is probably just to go into it. So the map itself can be a bit daunting when you first open it up. It stops moving in a second. You can see all the different nodes here and the connections between them. Those are the lines. The nodes themselves, you've got the blue ones are organizations, and the orange, yeah, I'm going to go with orange, yeah. Orange ones are individuals. So the size of the node is how connected they are or how many connections they have within the map. So let's zoom out first and foremost and show you the map fully. You have to zoom out quite far to see the whole thing, and it becomes quite incomprehensible at that point. But it's all about kind of zooming in and following and tracing the connections. So look here, right in the center, maybe the most centered one is the Boston Consulting Group, interestingly enough. Right in there between Frontline, that big blue node to its left, the Department for Education, the big blue node to the right, and then down here is Teach First node. So you can manipulate them a bit and pull them up to have a look, but they end up going back down after a while. So the Boston Consulting Group here, you can see all the connections to the different organizations that are linked to them, and then also the individuals. Only people included in this map are people who have more than one connection, so two connections or more. Otherwise, the map would have just been huge, and we would have just had to keep going. And also, pretty much anyone who's ever worked for an organization could be included in the map. So you can see here the different connections here between the Boston Consulting Group to Frontline. And an interesting thing about this map is that when you click on something, you get a description of what that organization is. So here, Frontline is a charity based in the UK with a primary focus on providing fast track training to qualifying social workers. As well as that, the lines between organizations can be linked. So you've got, or can be clicked on. So if you click on this between Andy Elvin and Frontline, you can see Andy Elvin is a trustee of Frontline, and the source of that, or a verifying online source of that, is linked in all of these that you can click on yourself to explore the connection more, or just verify it yourself. So we see the value of this map being a few different things. So it can be that you want to trace a policy network. You want to better understand an individual who's within this network, especially if that person has just been given a new position, or an organization's been given a new contract. And also just for understanding policy reform and the actors who are in it, and the private companies who are involved in this as well, and how they connect to different organizations, and just organizations that seem unconnected but actually are quite connected. So I'd encourage you to just go in here and kind of play around a bit. If you want to, you can play a game of follow the nodes. Like if you trace this node to Andy Elvin from Frontline, then you go Andy Elvin to TACT. And like I said, for any of these, you can click on them and you can see the connections. TACT to David Rankin to Ernst & Young, Ernst and Young to this Craig Baker guy, and then Craig Baker back to Frontline. So you can, if you want to mess around like that and find the connections. But also included in here, I should say, are two very contemporary government reviews. So I think this is it here. Yeah, the Children's Social Care Review up here at the top, and the connections and the people involved in that. And then down to the bottom right, where it's more education than social care, should be the ITT Market Review somewhere. Oak National Academy, a lot of connections there. Where is it? Pardon me, I probably should have done a little bit more preparation for this. There we go. There's probably people screaming out seeing it anyway. And you can see the connections between the ITT market review and different actors and how they link to different things. So you can see like Ian Bockham here links with Oak National Academy, and then Teach First and ARC and all those other things are connected through that. So yeah, play around with the map. There's also this about page here where you get more information about why we made it, the original network ethnography map that I'd created that it was based on, the inclusion criteria, why some people are included and why other people aren't, and the actually because that map is quite, to find individuals within that map can be quite difficult. There's a spreadsheet that you can go to, the spreadsheet that all that information is drawn from, and that's linked in the about page. And if you want to just go in here, you can press Control F and just search for any individuals that you want and see if they're in the map. Like I said, there's over 1,000 connections in this spreadsheet. Let's see exactly how many there are. Keeps going. So 1,078 connections, it looks like. Total, I guess 1,077 total. And let's go back to the page itself. So we also outline here some of the uses that we see for the map. And then at the bottom is a place where you can suggest any corrections if we have anything that we messed up or got wrong. We put this together in our own time over the course of a lot of months. So there's almost certainly some things that need to be corrected in it. And as well, connections, if you want to suggest any connections that we've missed. I've already got a growing list of connections since we stopped putting this together. It's quite interesting. Sometimes you just see somebody sharing something on Twitter and you think, why is that person sharing that thing? And then if you click on them and you find out that they're connected in all sorts of ways. So do your own investigations if you want. Make sure you only suggest people who have more than one connection to the map and that there's a verifiable online source to connect them. The last page to point you to is this really amazing descriptive statistics for the network, this work that was done by Callum Webb, just to do a bit more quantifying of the map itself. So you can see it gives you an idea of who the most connected organizations are and different ways that they're connected, closeness, betweenness, and there's a good description of what all these are. And then at the bottom is just a general discussion about what some of this means, with a particular focus on the Children's Social Care Review. Anyway, that's enough of me talking. I hope that you'll go and visit the map and let us know what you think. Thanks a lot.